Hey, what's up guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another G.I. Joe Classified Series action figure review on the San Diego Comic-Con 2025 exclusive of Cold Slither. To give a big thanks to Michael Charles Hill for not just making the song, but also signing my copy right over there. I'm so stoked for that. I have an extra one with his permission put up over on Whatnot, and if you want a signed copy, you can find one over there. Plus, I have a giveaway. 2 figures I'm giving away, actually, so check it out. Human Torch and Johnny Storm, 2 figures going to 1 winner. Check it out, link is in the description below. And I really love this cover right over here, the way this looks. Anyway, you have some nods with the Dreadnoks motorcycle right over there. That looks like it's Ripper's weapon right over here. And you can see the Dreadnoks logo on the back. It says Cold Slither. Oh yeah, I got to see Gem in the holograms along with Cold Slither over at San Diego Comic-Con. These are all spot varnished right here. Very nice looking package. I really do like it a lot. And then you can see, hello, Governor, on the top right over there. And then you can see the Cold Slither and a Viper's World Tour. And you can see some other nods, some comic book covers right here on the bottom. You can see Zartan's mask right over there. So yeah, man, this is pretty damn sweet. I got to take off the slip cover, which I haven't done yet. So here we go. I'm slicing this right now. And I'm cutting right here. Cool, so there's the sleeve. I think that's Zartan right there inside the box office right there. And I hope I'm not getting my Dreadnoks all wrong. I think this one's Ripper right over here. Yeah, that one's Ripper. Buzzer is the drummer. And alright, this is the first time I'm looking at my own figures over here. Oh, they look sick. Yeah, you can see it says Torch. Buzzer has each of their names. It says Torch right over there. You get Buzzer and Zartan and then Ripper all the way off to the side. Hopefully this is all coming out nice and clean. Very, very cool. I hate that I have to open it, but I'm excited to open it all at the same time. So let's just get to it and crack this thing open. And if you're trying to get your other G.I. Joe Classified figures, you can do so at
big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
We're Cold Slither, you'll be joining us soon. And this looks awesome. I really love having these Ulanzi lights right over here, really making it happen. I have Buzzer over there on the cardboard insert, and he barely fits on there. I actually don't even have his kick pedal over there just because there's not that much room having him up there. But anyway, this is a pretty fun set and a lot of cool stuff to look at over here. Man, we gotta look at the drums first, so let's get a closer look at Buzzer and his kit, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the figures. So I think Hasbro did a fantastic job with this drum kit. I think it looks great. I like that we have most of the parts that we need. I just wish we had another crash symbol to go on this side right over here. Typically you have a crash on that side, ride symbol over here. This is large enough to be a ride symbol, I guess. But there's no real rules to that. I like how you could go ahead and take this off right here. You can make it look like that if you want. The only time I only have one symbol like that is when I play what's called the Truth Kit, where you only have one piece for each limb. So right foot gets that drum, left foot gets the hi-hats, left hand for snare, and right hand for the cymbal. That's the Truth Kit right over there. If you can't play a gig sounding dope with that, well, you can't play for shit. Alright, these are the drumsticks, which look really good. I do like them. And the snare looks really good with some nice silver on it. And you could rotate it right over here. They really did a good job with the details on all of these. I think this is actually great, especially with this pedal right over here for the bottom of the hi-hat. I love that you could rotate it. In case you want a double pedal, you could move that to the side. Or if you have 2 of these sets, which, by the way, if anyone wants to sell their drum set, I'll buy it off you. It'd be cool to have a double bass drum slither, a double bass Cold Slither setup would be really cool. Plus, I'd have that extra cymbal. So if you want to sell it, let me know. You have a vent right here for the bass drum, which most of the time I have that on my kick drums. It's easy to put a mic right through there. I gotta give a shout out to Robo's review, because for him not being a drummer, he really nailed it as far as getting all the parts going where they're supposed to go, and his drum knowledge is quite vast for not being a drummer. So hey, kudos to you, Robo. But yeah, that fell off a little easier than I wanted to. I wish these could rotate a little bit easier. They're more fixed in place than I'd like, but still pretty sweet. I like the angle to them and everything. And then, yeah, the hi-hats look good, even though it's supposed to be two separate cymbals that are molded together right there, which is fine. And then, again, here's the crash, and you could go ahead and remove that if you want to have Buzzer tearing apart the drum set like how he did in the episode. Oh, you also get a kick pedal right over here, too, which is pretty nifty. So I like that. Doesn't function, but still very cool that they even painted the beater. And the floor tom looks good too. Yeah, I'm forgetting all kinds of stuff. Kind of funny with having the silver on the bottom heads right over there, but still, whatever. And are these adjustable at all? No. And damn, that deco looks really good for the Cold Slither logo, right? Then you have the drum throne right over here, which looks like it has some butt sweat, right? It does make the shape of butt indentation just a little bit on there, which I think is actually pretty funny and accurate. By the way, best drum throne out there, hands down, pork pie drum thrones. Oh damn, look at the stitching right over there. I didn't even notice that till now. Nice detail. So here's looking at Buzzer, and I was actually contemplating on cosplaying as Buzzer. I do have a denim vest that I could have worn, and I could have showed off my belly at Comic-Con. It would have been great. Everybody would have loved taking pictures of that. Anyway, nice looking mohawk sculpt. I really do like it quite a bit, and damn it, these glasses fall off stupid easy. And he has a ponytail on top of the mohawk. This is a wild haircut. Could you imagine it getting shorter and shorter? And then goes hella long? That's pretty crazy. But hey, cool they got the little tie right over there painted. And the face does look really good. I love the paint on the teeth and the eyes and everything. They look fantastic. And while the glasses are off, here's a little head sculpt comparison with the regular Buzzer figure. Looks like it's the same dude, kinda. I don't know. It looks like a different person, to be honest with you. They don't really look like the same guy, but still, I like it. It's just that I wish these glasses could stay on a lot easier than they do. I feel like I'm going to lose them any second now. They look pretty cool when they're on there. He's got this little candy necklace, and then he's got a handkerchief around his neck. The denim vest looks very, very cool. I really dig that a lot. Nice paint over it. Then the arms look pretty well sculpted. I don't know if this body mold was reused from something else, but it looks like they're all using the same exact body mold. Nice Cold Slither tattoo right there. And he's got these little wristbands right over here. And these hands work out really well for all of them, you know. You could angle it like that for him holding a drumstick. So I think that's pretty damn cool. That's like a pretty accurate way. You don't want to hold your drumsticks like that. You want to have a little bit of an angle, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to get bonus points to Robo for having Buzzer hold the stick traditional grip, which is more like a Elvin Jones traditional grip, right? But still pretty neat. I laugh because there's no way in hell this guy's drumming like that. I guess Mitch Mitchell did, so whatever. Okay, I'm being too much of a drum dork in this video. Studded belt looks really good. I do like it. There's the nalgas, and then you can see the Cold Slither deco right there on the back. Damn, again, this looks great. And then there's looking at the pants, not a whole lot going on, and then he's got these cool boots right over here with the tassels hanging down, and some leathery texturing and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Then here's looking at Torch, and I think the guy who played Torch in the band was probably one of my favorite performers of the group. He was a lot of fun. He brought out some donuts at the end and started biting into them and throwing them out into the crowd, so that was a cool moment. I ate one. I ate around the part he bit. I don't know that dude. Anyway, you can see the Torch comparison right over there, so these do look like they're the same guy. Different head sculpt, of course. Now, he's playing the keytar, and he doesn't have a keytar in the cartoon, nor did he have one on stage. On stage, he was the bass player. In the cartoon, he played guitar, and then here he's playing keytar. But yeah, the hair looks really good on this. The bandana goes all the way back there. Different torso sculpt than the Buzzer figure, as you can see right over there. Not the same thing. Deco looks pretty good with that arrow. No tattoos or anything. And then, yeah, the gauntlets right over here, these studded gauntlets anyway, look really nice. And you can see the detailed gold right over there for the belt. There's the back, so that strap goes all the way around. And then here's looking at the back of them. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like the boots right over here. And then looking at the keytar, I like that this set actually comes with 2 extra straps. I didn't mention that earlier, but you get 2 more of these in case you break one. And that's the kind that we get on the keytar. And this has all kinds of nice deco all over it and everything. I've never played one of these things before, but yeah. Looks really, really neat, and I do like all that deco and detailed sculpt on this. Then here's looking at Buzzer, and I really like this one. I like all of these figures, to be honest with you. This hair is awesome. I love how the shades came out right over here. Then here's your Buzzer comparison, which, yeah, I do prefer the regular version more for this particular character, but still, this is really neat. I really dig it a lot, man. Vest looks pretty cool. Same torso as Buzzer, but yeah, Ripper over here has some nice tattoos on the arms. I like the deco right there. And you can see a little death sculpted on the shoulder right over here. He's got this armband that has some studs on it, keeps drooping down on me. He's got the same wrists and everything, so we get those horizontal hinges. Gripe of mine with this set is that I do wish that they came with their weapons, especially because in the cartoon they tear everything apart with their weapons, so it would have been neat if they each came with a weapon aside from their instrument. But anyway, you can see pants right over here are different from the Buzzer pants, so they did change that up. Those are sculpted stitches right over there, so yeah, it's not all exactly the same. You have this little piece hanging off right over here, different belt. The legs look the same though, and boots are slightly different, of course. Nice leathery texturing right there on those boots. Handkerchiefs around the boots. Wow, okay. And then you get peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and he comes with a flying V guitar, which, yes, Ripper did play guitar on stage, so this one actually matches all the way through. Except in the cartoon, he played the keyboard. So you need to get yourself the Diamond Select Toys keyboard right over here, which is the Electric Boogaloo Band. Oh man, rest in peace, Diamond Select. But yeah, that would work for the setup. But damn, this looks really good. I like that metallic sheen right there for the lightning bolts. Nice details right here. You get the whammy bar. Everything on it looks really good. The strings are all painted. Looks really, really nice, man. Very impressive job with this. And lastly, here's looking at Zartan, and I think he looks great. I think all of them look really good, man, but damn, I really like the face. The hair sculpt over here is awesome. It's wafting in the air just a little bit. Nice wash over that red hair. I really dig it a lot, man. This is awesome. And for a Zartan head sculpt comparison, you can see right over there. Does look like the same dude to me. Love what they did with the eyes right over here. And the performer for Zartan, he was great. And again, like the whole voice effect thing throughout the show was really awesome. Now, as far as the torso goes, same thing that we saw with Buzzer. And yeah, same belt, same stitching right over here. Except we have these added hoops right over there. So that is different. So I like that. It's actually sculpted on there. It's not just a little piece hanging around it. Very cool. So they did sculpt a unique crotch for him. And then here's looking at the back. I do like that they have ports on the back. I was able to put torches, blowtorch on his back. So that was pretty neat. Or flamethrower anyway. Then the boots right here, I'm just realizing right now, are original Buzzer boots. Yeah, or Ripper boots. Sorry, I get them confused. But yeah, these are Ripper boots right over here on the original. And all 4 figures have those Ripper boots. Ooh, we got a new email. So that looks pretty cool. And you get treads and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And he has his bass guitar. Music video, he was playing bass guitar. And in the live performance, he was actually playing guitar. But still, this bass looks awesome. I like it. And I like how the neck is definitely longer than the Flying V. So there's a little bit, I guess the neck could have been a little bit longer, but still very much looks like a bass to me. So the articulation on these figures is pretty much the same for all of them. I'm not going to get super thorough with it, but I will say I wish we had a hinge in the necks because I can't get them to look up too much or down as much as I'd like them to. And yeah, Buzzer over here has a lot of stuff going on, but you can see right here with Torch, he has the least amount of hair, and still, it's like I can't get his head to look down, can't get him to really look up that much, so a hinge would have been really nice. Of course, you could rotate and you get some pivoting right over here. The butterfly joints work pretty well on this figure, or the best on this figure, because he doesn't have anything in the way. And he's got the ab crunch forward and moves back all the way, waist cut right there. They all have drop-down hips. You can move out and do the splits, and of course you can kick forward, back, upper thigh cut, pinless double joint knees, boot rotation, ankles down, up, and ankle pivot. So like from the waist down, it's the same on all of the figures. It's just the torsos that are different. Like for instance, Zartan right over here, he has a lot more restriction going on with the vest getting in the way. Not so much with Buzzer over here. He's all freely moving around right over there. Ripper, on the other hand, yeah, same amount of freedom of movement right over there as Buzzer. And then the arms are pretty good. You just can't really move them forward too much. It makes it tricky getting them to hold their instruments over their heads or weapons over their heads anyway, or moving their arms all the way forward is kind of tricky to do. So that can be frustrating, and then they all have that horizontal hinge at the wrist. Now, to measure out these 4 figures, you could see, obviously, Buzzer's the tallest one. That Mohawk is going up to just a little under 7 inches. And then it looks like Zartan's the shortest one, or Torch's. Yeah, Torch and Zartan are about the same height, around 6.5 inches. And, of course, Ripper, without the Mohawk, is the tallest. And then for a double dose of Dreadnoks, you can see we have our Cold Slither figures next to our Dreadnoks. We have Ripper, Zartan, Torch, and Buzzer right over there. Each versions, I do prefer the regular Dreadnought versions opposed to the Cold Slither, but damn it, I love having these Cold Slither figures. And then here's Cold Slither next to the retro card version of Cobra Commander, who was actually in the video kicking the director in the butt. Then here's Cold Slither next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Oh, it's Cold Slither. Oh, I wish I could be joining you soon. The only instrument I know how to play is the butt trumpet, though. Kind of goes like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did enjoy making it. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you're new here and you want to see more content coming your way, I do have more Joe's reviews coming to the channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're new here and want to support the content, go ahead and hit that join button as well. And this is a fun set. A little on the high side as far as pricing goes, but not really that bad. To be honest with you, for an exclusive set, it's a little bit more than 25 bucks per figure. You're looking at like 30 bucks per figure, or you could look at it as 25 bucks per figure, and then you're paying a bunch more for Buzzer because he has the drum kit, which does take up a lot more space, and you're getting a bigger fancy packaging. Of course, use the card insert for a backdrop, which was really nice to use, so I liked that, and I really feel like I got the value out of this set. I am pretty damn happy with it. I just wish we had neck hinges, you know, a little bit more range of movement with the butterfly joints, so there's little frustrations right over there. My biggest gripe is that I just wish we had an extra crash symbol. Like, the drum kit just needs an extra crash, but aside from all those little gripes, I'm mostly very happy, and at the price point of around 125 bucks, I'm going to give this Cold Slither set a SUD rating of... And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see the latest in action figure news, you can find it all over at toynewseye.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.